Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our first workshop. I'm a little bit nervous, I'm a little bit excited, but I'm so happy and proud to be facilitating this workshop for us today. I'm hoping that my noisy kids won't be too much in the background and that it'll run nice and smoothly. But what in life runs smoothly, so we'll see how we go. Hello Nessie, hey gorgeous. So I thought we'd start by doing a little bit of breathing just to come into our space, our heart space. So let's begin. So first of all, thank you for those who will be watching live or for those who will be watching the replay. Please let me know if you've been watching or if you are watching the replay. Please hashtag replay for me and just let me know in the comments what you think, what would you like to see more of, or what are you getting out of this for yourself as well. Okay guys, let's get into it. Love you all. Let's have a magical session. So just start by relaxing the shoulders, shaking anything out here as we will be coming to our breath. This is what balancing the ego and that shadow self is all about, coming into balance and into harmony with each other. And we do that through our energy. So close your eyes, find a nice spot to just sit down, relax, and breathe. Breathing nice and deeply from the belly. And just letting that breath flow and circulate all the way out. And bringing that breath, that fresh oxygen all the way into the body, all the way. Using our beautiful energy, our vital life force to create that energy, that beautiful space that we hold within our bodies. Our calm, our peace, our patience, our heart, our love, our understanding. All that comes with the human mind, the human body, the heart, and the soul. Just allowing the body to let any heaviness drain away. And as that heaviness drains away, your body starts to become lighter and softer. And as you breathe deeper and deeper into the body, into your heart space, let anything that you're holding on to deep inside, let it start to come up to the surface. And come out through your breath. Use that noise. The more you use that noise, the more it comes up to the surface. And the more that we get to bring it out. control to our own body, our own mind, our own heartbeat, our own breath, our own thoughts, our own actions. And losing that power of the ego and our shadow self. As they want you to lose control. They don't want you to have control. But that is the power of us. We get to make that decision. We get to think about what our actions and our outcomes will be. And what the consequences will be of those actions or reactions. No matter what it is in your life, past or present, that binds you, that makes you hide yourself, your beautiful, true, authentic self. Don't give it that power anymore. It's your time to take back your own magical, powerful, true, authentic self. And you can do it. It is within you. It always has. It may have been repressed, stuck down, deep down. But now is that time to get it out, to be free of anything that binds you, restricts you, or holds you back or down. Take a big breath in and release. Release anything that's not serving you. Come back and do a bit of energy work later, releasing some more of that pent up, stagnant, stale energy that we hold within our bodies. So let's get started officially. Again, thank you, welcome. Such an honor. So our shadow self and our ego, this workshop is about harmonizing and really connecting and not letting that ego and that shadow self really overpower us. So what is the shadow self and what is the ego? So our shadow self is the one that we push down and we hide away from. our ego. Our ego is the one that wants to come up to the surface and play and muck around, and it makes us do things that we don't necessarily want to do or are proud of. It makes us narcissistic at times. It makes us frustrated and angry. The ego really wants to burst out and really overpower you. And the shadow self, it doesn't want you to shine your light. It wants you to really just sink down into your depths and hold on to that heaviness and that negative energies or those reactions that come out from being so lost for so long. So it's really important for us to acknowledge our ego and acknowledge our shadow self. And when we start to acknowledge both of our ego and our shadow self, then we can really start to harmonize and work together as one collective unit for our bodies, for our hearts, for our minds, for our souls. So how do we start to do this? That's the big question, isn't it? And how do we recognize when we're overreacting, or when these feelings or when these emotions start bubbling up to the surface? Well, that's the tricky question. We do. It's easier said than done. So it is a process that we work on, and it is some time. It's not going to happen overnight. It is something that we have to work on every single day. Our mind is the most powerful thing. It determines what we do in our days, how we react in our lives. It is so, so important that we don't let these things overpower us and that we take back that control. So there is many things that we can do. Breathwork is one of the main things that we do. Sitting down and meditating. And in that sense, you can grab a candle and we can flame gaze, candle gazing it's called. And with this, we are staring into the candle and we are releasing all these toxicities that we hold within ourselves. And through the gazing of the candle, we are allowing all those negative energies to come up to the surface, and we are concentrating and we're purifying them through the flame, through fire. That is also a beautiful way to do it. How else can we help our ego and our shadow self? We can move our bodies. We can sing, we can dance. We can go out into nature and we can get grounded. It takes 20 to 30 minutes of sunshine to really bring a massive calming effect to the body. You don't have to go and sunbake. Morning sun is best. The earlier the better, actually, while the sun is first coming out. It is the best time to go outside and get yourself grounded. Let the sun just meld into your body. Take away any stresses, any fear, any anxiety, anything that we hold on to, and let it melt down into the earth. As Mother Earth takes all of this from us, all of this yucky energy, she takes our beautiful energy too. But this yucky energy that we hold on to, she cleanses it for us and she sends it back out into the universe. So our job is to make sure that our energy is beautiful. Make sure that it is shining bright. And I want to do a couple of exercises with you guys today. I know we've only got 1 or 2 watching at the moment, and I have had to change the times around. And I'm so sorry for that, but it is what it is, and it's just had to be. So let's talk about, where should we start? So also these negative energies that we feel and that come to heart and to mind, we have to remember that emotions and feelings, they are part of our mindset. So as real as they are and they feel, it is acknowledging them again, coming back to that acknowledgement and going, okay, so where has this stemmed from? How can I counteract that? How can I turn it into a positive? And let's find a situation. So, you know, so lessons learnt Saturdays. Every Saturday we have a week that's built up to our lesson that we've learnt. Either something has happened to us during the week, and then Sunday is our Grateful Sundays. That lesson teaches us something for our gratitude. And when we really notice these lessons, instead of letting them repeat themselves over and over again, hello Anne, hey beautiful, we get to take control of them. So if we just let these lessons just keep repeating and repeating over and over again, we're not learning the lessons. Or we are learning the lessons, but we're not prepared to do anything about it. We're just quite happy to just see this crap keep coming in and out, day in, day out. Are you willing to change your thought process, the way that you feel, the way that you move, the way that you interact? That is entirely up to you. Now, only you can do that. You can get help and inspiration from around everywhere, especially the universe. That you have that self-power, that self-control that really determines when, where, how we do these things in our lives. So first of all, self-love, self-care. What can you do every single day to give yourself a little bit of self-nurture? Can you wake up in the morning, take a few breaths, and just appreciate. Be grateful. Once we start to be grateful for things in our life, magic starts happening. It really does. And we also take power with gratitude and with heart over that shadow self. And we start to harmonize with it, because then it does want to show our true, authentic self. And the ego can't get past it, because we're coming from a loving, heartfelt place. And darkness cannot overpower the absolute, energy of love. It's that simple. So, we also have our inner fire. Our inner fire, it is there to keep you warm. It is not there to burn you. And that is so important to know as well. We want our flame to just burn beautifully and dance and sing and sway and, light up. But we don't want it to burn us out. We don't want to become too overburdened with our stresses, with our fears. And it's usually our fears that hold us back from doing the most important things that we want to accomplish. Even today, I'm facing my fear today putting on this workshop. I was scared as hell to put on this workshop, but I'm doing it. I've helped other people, but I really wanted to put something forth for you guys, and hoping that you will take forth something really from the heart and just know that this is for you guys, okay? Our self-doubt and negative talk. How do you talk to yourself? Do you talk kindly to yourself? Do you talk kindly of others? Really think about that. That is something that we're going to work on soon. We're actually going to do a little exercise soon. So if you got my little message before about having a piece of paper or something handy, or maybe even just use your phone if you can, we'll get into that exercise soon. But for now, I want to just acknowledge a little thought that I come up with a while ago, and it's something that I work on every day, I've got it on my Duchess or I've got it pinned somewhere in my house. I always thank you, angels, for reminding me of your presence and for letting me know what I need to know. I always thank them. And I always I start with love and gratitude. Today I am in charge of my thoughts, my emotions, my words, my shadow self, and my ego. And so it is. And thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank yourself. Thank the universe. As the universe always has our back. It may not seem like it sometimes, but she does. She's always sending us signals and signs, and we go through this all the time. And the ego wants to block that. The shadow self wants to block that. So when we start to harmonize with the ego and the shadow self, magical things start happening, guys. They really do. So remember that with love and gratitude. Today, I am in charge of my thoughts, my emotions, and my words. I am in charge of my shadow self and my ego. And so it is. Simple little things like this just bring awareness to yourself, to your thoughts, to your subconscious. Hello, Faye. Hey, gorgeous. So just every time something starts to come up that's really negative or toxic, we want to stop those thoughts and we want to try and turn it into a positive. We always have our dark and our light. We always have our yin and our yang, our opposites and the attracting ones. So you have to balance our self-thoughts out. And when you balance the self-thoughts out, then you start to harmonize with others as well. And we can really, really, really start not talking negatively, not that self-doubt. Start talking nicely about yourself. I know it's so hard sometimes, especially when we're having that rough day. It is so, so easy to just let those negative energies in. And there is something that we can do at the start of the day before we even get out of bed, apart from what we were just saying with love and gratitude. Today I am in charge of my thoughts, my emotions, my words, my shadow self and my ego. And so it is. We can always do a protection bubble as well. And that way the negative energies don't affect you. They're already bouncing off. And how we can do that is just imagining the universal light, imagining this beautiful like sunshine ray just beaming down over you and in you, inside of you, throughout every single cell of your being. And this light is just wrapping itself around you in all directions, above and below, and as far as you can see. And this bubble is of pure love and light. It is safe and it is keeping you secure and in harmony with yourself. So imagine this beautiful light entering the body and it is protecting you. And keep this light within you throughout your day. Thank your angels. Thank you for surrounding them and surrounding you, I should say, with that beautiful, beautiful universal love and light. And just nurture that. Don't let any of these negative feelings come into your bubble, your space. But just be making sure that you please thank your angels, as they need your acceptance. Well, not your acceptance, but they need your permission to do these things for us. So give them permission and then thank them. And create your own beautiful bubble of loving space. Okay. So, also, we can say things like, I release anything seen or unseen that does not serve my highest good. To the will of the universe to be cleansed, renewed as loving, magical energy. I call into myself the magical, abundant, unconditional love and light of the cosmos, Mother Gaia, and so it is. Or whoever that you pray to, or whoever you follow, or whoever you nurture. It's up to you. So we also have things like the 4 N's: noticing, knowing, naming, and needing. So first of all, noticing the emotion, the thought, the reaction that's coming up. And then knowing, why is it coming up? Why is it making you so frustrated? Why does it make you so angry? And then naming it. What can you name it? Is it anger? Is it frustration? Is it fear? Is it anxiety? What is it? Name it. And then what does it need? Why? Why does it need to bubble up to the surface? Acknowledging these things is so important to harmonizing with our ego and our shadow self as well. Meditation is so important. I know a lot of people don't do it enough. Also, I wanted to do a little a clear, cleanse, neutralize, and dissolve. So it's kind of like our protection bubble, but this is asking Archangel Michael to really cut any cords or dissolve any cords or threads, unwanted energies, unwanted permissions from past lives, from curses, from ancestral, from dark magic, from people or places, from spiritual, from sexual, from soul contracts. We want to release all of this. We want to dissolve it, but we want to retain the lesson with love. As long as we retain this lesson, we move on. It's when we stop and we don't, and we just keep repeating that pattern, that same pattern, and we don't recognize the lesson, we don't care about the lesson, that's when nothing will change. Everything will just stay the same as it is. Retain that lesson. Ask Archangel Michael to cut and dissolve any of these cords. And when he is done, please make sure that you thank him. Even before he is done, thank him. Thank him, thank him, thank him. It's so important that we thank our angels as well, as they are part of us. So clear, cleanse, neutralize, and dissolve. You can write these things down. That's what the pen and the paper is for as well. And it's the same with our self-doubt, our negative talk, our fear. Shifting these energies into positive actions instead of reactions, negative reactions, is what we're really, really trying to do here. So acknowledge first, notice, know, name, need, clear, cleanse, neutralize, and dissolve. Also, mirror work. Mirror work is something that not many people like to do. Nobody likes to do mirror work, really, do they? Have you ever done mirror work before? Let me know in the comments. Thank you, Nessie. Oh, thank you, Faye. Yes, so have we ever done mirror work before? There's a couple of ways we can do mirror work. First way is just by standing fully grounded in front of any type of mirror. Bathroom mirror, maybe the mirror in your phone, whatever, it doesn't matter. Really look into yourself. And I don't mean just like, yeah, okay. Really look deep within yourself. That is what mirror work is all about. And if you see something that you don't like, that's fine. It's okay. You can acknowledge it. It's part of our ego. It's part of our shadow self. We are born into this world with our beautiful life force energy, our breath, and we are born pure and innocent until we are corrupted by society. by talk, by all these things. Don't let it in. You get to change all these things to what really suits you best, what nurtures your soul. And that is so important, that you nurture your soul and let that light shine. Let it shine so bright, but don't let it burn you out. Don't let fear, negativity, hate, anger, frustration, don't let these feelings, these thoughts, which are just our mindset, if these are coming up to the surface and that's just our mindset, then we can change our mindset and turn it around as well. It may take a little bit of practice and a little bit of time, and that's okay. Be patient on yourself. Just start to acknowledge when these feelings start to surface and when they start to arise. Breathe. Okay, really breathe. Deep within yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and know that you are loved. You are light. And you are amazing. And please tell yourself this. It all starts with some self-love. Not egotistical love, but just that unconditional love that we get from the universe, that we get from a baby, that we get from a pet, that we get from a loved one or a friendship, our best friend. That love we hold deep within us, and nobody can ever take that from you. You own that, and that is your power. That is your power. Thank you, darling. So breathe, look at yourself in the mirror, and know that it's okay. Wrap yourself if you need. Give yourself a hug. Know that you are safe, that you are secure, that you are loved, and you are loved. You are magical, and you are amazing. And believe it. Don't just say it. You need to believe it. Start showing yourself a little bit of self-care, a little bit of self-love. And you can do that in so many ways. As I said before, go outside. Just ground yourself with nature. Soak in that amazing, wonderful universe. Go have a nice saltwater bath, cleansing and purifying. Go get some fresh air, anything. Go shout yourself a nice treat, a massage, maybe a little detox therapy or something. Just maybe a dance lesson, or just, something that you wouldn't normally do, that you've always wanted to try, but you've never actually had the courage to do. Go find something for yourself. Do it. Make yourself feel alive. There's no better feeling in the world. There really isn't. So look at yourself in the mirror and know that it is okay. So when you first start doing this, you can do it fully clothed, just standing up or sitting down or however you are. But gradually start to love every part of your body. Go over it, touch it, feel it, and know that it is loved, it is safe. It's just for you. If you want to share that with your partner, or, that can be kind of magical too. That can be a process for both of you. I do couples work as well. Energy releasing. It's beautiful. So we are acknowledging ourself in the mirror first. And this is where the ego and the shadow self is really the ego is going to want to go, and the shadow self is going to want to push down. Chakra work, energy work, aligning our chakras. If you don't know what chakras are, they're the energy wheels and vortexes that we have, swirling energy, just beautiful energy vortexes that we have within our bodies. And we don't just have the main 7, like in a lot of people will tell you. We have so many chakras within our system. And when these are out of alignment, it affects everything. It's like if our hamstrings are tight in our body, it affects our walk, our back, how we stand up, how we talk, everything. It affects everything. So if we're tight, if we're restricted, same within life. If you're tight, if you're restricted, if everything is just held in instead of coming up and allowing you to be your true, beautiful, authentic self, how are you ever going to shine? How are you ever going to love if you cannot love yourself truly and honestly, flaws and all? How can you honestly love others unconditionally? Love yourself the way you would want to be loved by others. It is as simple as that. And when you start to do this, you will notice dramatic changes in your life. Dramatic changes. Because it all starts with you, guys. It all starts with you. And sometimes we don't want to acknowledge that. It's rough. It's hard. It's yucky. And we don't want to deal with it. So we push it aside. We push it deep down. That's not how we are going to conquer or heal. True healing begins with ourselves. Take that in and think about it. True healing begins with ourselves. How many times have you seen people that just radiate, that just life just seems to just be so good and so happy for them? You see these people and you wish you were like that. And you know what? You can be. Start to love yourself a little more. Don't let your shadow self push you down. Don't let your ego burst out of control and burn you out. Keep your fire burning within your heart the way it is meant to. Perfectly. Perfectly. Let it dance. Let it sing. And let it harmonize with you. Just like our breath. Feel the heartbeat. Feel that rhythm and that flow of your breath. And when things start to bubble up to the surface, that's when you're going to step back. Okay, this is happening. Why is it happening? Now I'm going to let it pass by. That is what we're going to start doing. We are going to stop ourselves from overreacting. And we are going to harmonize with our ego and our shadow self. We are going to work with them. Not letting them overpower us. Okay. Now, I wanted to put up a little exercise that we did in our art therapy workshop that I helped facilitate last Tuesday. Was it this Tuesday? Was this Tuesday, I think? I can't even remember. My mind boggles with all the things that I do. But the beautiful art therapy workshop that we had on this Tuesday or last Tuesday, this Tuesday it was absolutely amazing. Just to be in this room with these people, and it wasn't just art like I thought we were going to be doing. Everybody's expectations of what it was going to be was just sort of blown out of the water, which was great to see. I started off with a meditation with the drumming, and we sort of went in from there. But I just want to show you like just what I did myself, just one thing anyway. And this is, and we're going to work on something similar. Yes, we are. When I get into it. But this is, obviously, it's a stop sign. and you can be creative and colourful and do what you want with it. But it is putting all of our, I'll give you an example for starters, failure. We want to stop these thoughts of failure, okay? We want to stop clutter. We want to stop these feelings of yuckiness and not feeling worth. We're feeling worthless. We want to stop, put a halt to that. Mindset. Our mindset. Our mind is the most powerful thing, like we were just talking about. We want to stop all of these thoughts and negatives and these frustrations that come and arise. Non-action. Let's turn it into a beautiful, positive action. Motivation. Are you lacking motivation? Can you find something? Find that spark that will spark your fire again. If your fire has been burning low, let it reignite. Find something. And we're going to talk about inner child again. We'll talk about inner child soon as well, actually. That is one thing I do want to talk about. Yes. Pressure. Does pressure get to you? Does it mount up? You know? Vulnerable. Are you so vulnerable that you're not giving to yourself? Family. Is family sometimes too much pressure and you're not giving yourself space? Space. Do you give yourself space? Do you have a space for yourself that you can actually call your own, your little safety bubble, where you can go and create, where you can go and read, or where you can go and listen to music or whatever? It doesn't matter. Do you have a safe space, a nice little sacred space for yourself? Balance. Balance is so important. That's what this is all about. Balancing our ego and our shadow self. Finding that balance within time. Time is another one. Do you find time an issue? All of these things. Our belief system. Our honor system. Are we disconnected or are we connected? Accountability. Are you accountable for your actions or are you not? Think about that one. Are you really accountable for what you do? For your worth? Weakness. We see things as a sign of weakness instead of a strength. We have to stop that. Direction. What direction are you heading in? Have you any direction? Where do you want to go? Are you clear about what you want to do in your life? Are you clear about what you want to do tomorrow? You don't have to be clear about what you want to do tomorrow, but maybe think about that. Really think about what you want in your life. What drives you? Ego. There we go, we're coming back to the ego. Ego. Do we ask for help? Can you ask for help? For so long. So long. I just wanted to do everything by myself. I didn't ask for help from anybody. And then doing this work and meeting the most amazing people, I'm finally figuring it out that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to work with other people as well. It's okay to harmonize. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to create, to love, to connect, and to harmonize with one another, with Mother Earth, with the universe. We're here to heal Mother Earth. And our ego and our shadow self can sometimes get in the way of that, can't they? So let's talk about inner child. Inner child. Okay. Let's have a drink. A lot of us hold on to stuff that has happened when we were a kid. Oh, confidence. Confidence is another thing, and that's stop sign as well. So, before we get into inner child, I better get back to this before I forget. With our stop sign, confidence. Confidence is the main thing in a lot of the things that we do. It's that fear. And again, fear is an emotion. It's a mindset. And we can break free of these patterns, of these habits, of these fears, of what holds us back. And let's do that together, okay? We're doing it step by step. So I really want to get into, before we do get into the inner child. So with this, you do up your stop sign, or you could do something else. Maybe it's slow. We had one of the ladies, or one of the gentlemen even put something else up instead too, I think. But maybe if you don't want to have it as a stop sign, maybe it can be slow down instead. Or maybe it can, we're going to actually go through what I've put together. And this is the part that I want you to have your paper and your pen handy soon. And yeah, we might do this one first and then we'll get into the inner child, I think. I think that sounds good. So get yourself a piece of paper. It can be coloured, it can be anything. And you can be arty, or you can just write something down. So it can be similar to this. You can do the stop sign or the slow sign or whatever you want to do. Or maybe my piece of paper here, I've got one side, I've got two columns. So I've separated it into two columns, and I've got on one side headspace and on the other side heart space. And then the next part on the headspace column is weeds to banish or rid. So these weeds in our mind, we can let them grow, or we can pull them out. You can get rid of them. On our heart space side is seeds to grow, and to bloom and to blossom. On our headspace side, we have what we want to banish and get rid of. So we will either end up keeping them as a reminder, or we'll burn the piece of paper altogether. Now, on your other side, on your heart side, that will be your reminder. So you can have two pieces of paper or one piece of paper, but just separately. Make sure you've got your headspace on one side and your heart space on the other piece of paper or the other side. So what you don't want to keep, or what you want to keep as a reminder to stop you from doing, we'll put on our mind, on our headspace side. And our heart space side, we keep all these beautiful things that we want to blossom and grow. Okay? So that is a little bit of homework for you guys. As you can see, I've just done it up in two little columns here, but you can have two separate pieces of paper. As I said, maybe you'd like to draw the heart space side and draw a big heart, and then put everything in. Instead of having a stop sign, have a heart, and put everything that you want to keep and grow and blossom. Patience, unconditional love, harmony, peace, compassion, play, laughter, smile, passion, friendship. We have light, Mother Earth, universe, gratitude, our lessons, family, our elements, earth, air, fire, water, relationships. You know, these lessons, whether good or bad, appreciate them so we can move on from them. But keep them in the heart. You know, grandfather sun and grandmother moon. There is so much we can appreciate in our life. Appreciation. Vitamin D, like I was saying before, 20 to 30 minutes of sunshine, of that morning sun, will bring so much healing and calming effects to the body, to the mind, to the nervous system. It helps with our bones, with the vitamin D. It helps us sleep better at night time. It helps in so many ways. So just soaking up as 20 to 30 minutes of sunshine can bring you those happy endorphins and, really bring those beautiful feelings up to the surface and start your day off so nicely. So your 2 pieces of paper, you want your head space on one piece of paper and your heart space on the other. So everything you want to grow, what do you want to achieve, what do you want to do, that is your heart space. What do you want to get rid of, bin it, throw it, weed it out, burn it. You can literally burn that piece of paper. You can literally bury the piece of paper. Do a little ceremony with it if you like. And maybe on the other side, you can pin it up somewhere so that you've always got it, your heart space side, so that you can love and nurture it and watch it grow. That is something for you to do. That is your challenge. So that is one exercise that I wanted to do with you guys. Our inner child is so important. So if we've been through trauma throughout our lives, and this is another one as well, trauma will trauma will have our shadow self really pushing it down, because it doesn't want to come up and experience these feelings of trauma again. And I know this firsthand because I've been through it not once, twice. I've been through it 3 times in my lifetime. And it is not something that I ever want to go through again. But I've learned how to harness these feelings most days. I wouldn't be perfect. Nobody's perfect. We all have these emotions. We all have these things that bubble up to the surface. But it is the way that we deal with them. It is the way that we deal with them. Connect with yourself, your beautiful breath, and your heart. Our heart is the seat of our soul. Our soul remembers all of our lives, past, ancestral. It remembers everything. It is our memory bank. So yeah, we need to work on our inner child as well and see her or him bloom and blossom and grow. Laugh, play. If you have kids, has work taken over control? Has life just in itself in general, has it taken over and it's stopped you from really interacting and playing like you used to do? I know it has for me, and I've had to ground myself a few times and step back and really just time to connect with my beautiful children and love and nurture my inner child as well. I know I was molested when I was 13, and I've been through some pretty horrible crap in my life. I'm not going to deny it. Apart from the traumas that I've been through with suicide and murder, molestation, and just, yeah, it's been a rocky ride. But in saying that, nurturing that inner child and what she went through when she was younger, if I didn't start to nurture her, she'd be so blocked off and she'd still be traumatized. So how do you connect? You can connect with a meditation. You can connect with energy work, with past life regression. There is a few different ways that we can do this. But today what we're going to do is we are going to do a little energy work for our inner child. We're going to do a meditation through the medicine drum. And towards the end of the session, towards the end of the workshop, so we probably won't run too much longer because I know not everyone is up for a 2-hour workshop, but we're still covering a few things. This may be just part 1 of it, and we might get into more detail and coverage in another workshop. So let's do a little bit of inner child work. I want you to really close your eyes. And if you've been through trauma as a child, which a lot of us have, and it's not to be ashamed of, it's unfortunately part of our lessons in our life. So learning to appreciate ourselves and our bodies, no matter what they've been through. And also to acknowledge our feminine and our masculine sides as well. So our top half of our body and our left side are our female, our feminine qualities. Our lower our lower parts of the body, and our right side of the body is our masculine qualities. So this is also a part of our balancing the ego and the shadow self out, is also balancing out our masculine and our feminine qualities within us all. Even if you're male, you have female qualities. Even if you're female, you have male qualities. And it is proven, so if you don't believe me, go and look it up. But we need to embrace all parts of us, not just little bits and pieces of us, not just a percentage, but our whole entire being, our whole entire being. So close your eyes, and whether you've been through trauma or not, I want you to go back to a place in your childhood of heavy time. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. You go back to a place of loving happiness. For those who want to heal their inner child or start to heal their inner child, it is a process. Please imagine yourself and your inner child together in one space, one beautiful, sacred, safe space within your heart and within your mind. Sitting down or holding hands, or wrapping your arms around yourself as a child, your inner child. And do this with a beautiful smile on your face, with love in your heart. Embrace your inner child. And let him or her know that they are safe, that they are loved, that they are protected, and that no harm will ever come to them again, or ever will. Embrace your inner child. And love your inner child. looking up at the sky. A big smile on your face. Hey, Eugenie. We're just embracing the wind, the warmth of the sun, and your inner child laying in the field of sunflowers with you. And let that radiance and that happiness and that warmth that you hold for each other, let that carry you all the way into the now. And just starting to come back. Feeling that warmth and radiance and your beautiful inner child still with you, connected to your heart always. Connected to your heart always. People are getting impatient. But yes, connected to your heart always, and just know that your inner child is safe. He or she is loved. They are always protected with your love, with your light. And whatever has happened to them in childhood or in past life is now clear and dissolved or forgiven. So letting go, really letting go, and just embracing that beautiful inner child of yours. Placing one hand over the heart and one hand over the belly. And just breathing with love and magical kindness into your solar plexus, into the belly, into the sacral, into your heart space. Breathe in and out as one with your inner child. Know that she is already healed or he is already healed. Whatever has happened in life is now cleansed or cleared. And there's no need to hold on anymore. Beautiful. Okay. So that's a little bit of work that we can do with the inner child. And you can go back and do that at any time. You can just sit down for maybe even 5 minutes and just go back to your inner child, shut your eyes, go back to your inner child and just know, let your inner child know that they are safe, that they are protected, and that they are loved with all of your heart. Okay? All right. Okay, it's going rather quickly. So mirror work. Okay, let's get back to the mirror work. I got a little bit off track there. So we did a little bit of mirror work with the clothes on. But now I want to talk about really getting into it by doing some mirror work with the clothes off. So completely naked, stripped bare. Can you work yourself up? Can you get over your fear and try, even if it's just one piece of clothing at a time, until you gradually get used to really looking at yourself in the mirror? Can you do that? So that is part of your little homework, or your challenge, I should say, or both, challenge and homework. You can DM me and let me know how you go. All in confidence, no judgment. That is what this is all about. Spreading the love and helping each other really get out of the comfort zone. So if you feel like getting out of your comfort zone, feel free. Feel free to tell me about your shadow work, your mirror work. Can you stand in front of the mirror, clothed or naked, and really look at yourself deep within and accept yourself and love yourself and nurture yourself without any judgment at all? Can you do that? Can you challenge yourself to do that? As I said, you can be fully clothed, or we can gradually strip down. You know, you can have your hand over your heart while you do this. Doesn't matter. Just get real. Be honest. Be raw with yourself. If we are going to balance and even out and work with our shadow self and our ego, we have to harmonize the heart first too. And that works. And it has to work. It's proven. Balancing out and harmonizing and learning to nurture and love yourself completely and honestly. Really letting go. Really being internal. And you can play. You can do that with your partner, with yourself. You can experiment. Touch yourself if you have to. It's all part of learning to like yourself, to love yourself. And as I said before, how are you going to love yourself honestly? Like honestly, truly, and wholly. If you cannot love yourself, you cannot love others that way. It all comes down to you wanting to break these barriers, to you wanting to work with your ego and your shadow self, to allow your shadow self to come up and to maybe push the ego down a little bit, as it always wants to come up. We've got to find that balance. Like the scales of balance. Okay? It starts with you. It starts with your mindset. Turning those negatives into positives. Acknowledging when these feelings, these thoughts, these emotions start to surface. Okay? Breathe. Name it. Notice it. Name it. You have to know it. What does it need? Why is it coming up to the surface? When we figure out all of these things, it is a process. As I said, it's not going to happen overnight. But as long as we stick with it and we do our internal work as well as our external work, and then everything will start to balance out and harmonize with each other. Okay, you're probably getting bored with me speaking, so we're going to do one last little meditation, and that is to release some pent-up energy. So bringing this stale energy, that stale oxygen, that unwanted energy from our solar plexus, from our heart, from our chakras, from our sacral and our root. Let's start to balance them out. Let's start to bring some of these pent up emotions and energies. I shouldn't say emotions because they're our mindset, But let's start to bring these energies up to the surface and really start to press them, push them away, bring them out. Do that through your voice. We've talked about this before. And if you really want to go there, you can really feel it from the bottom of your belly. And really let it out. You can do that as loud as you want if you've got the space and your neighbours don't think you're crazy. I'm pretty lucky. I've got amazing neighbours. They know I do this work, so they're cool. I get to release if I need to. You can scream into a pillow if you want. You can do anything. Just get it out. Even if it's just... get it out. Okay? Let's get into it. I'll put some music on for us. So I was going to do some sound bowls and that as well, but I suppose I can move the camera over there. Let's go over there. We can do maybe a little bit of sound wave as well, hey? I might set it like this. Sorry about my kids in the background, as always. So releasing whatever no longer serves through that breath. And we'll come back and we'll do this again from time to time, just to let that energy that is really stagnant and that hasn't come up yet, to help it release out and to help you with your balance. Okay, beautiful souls, thank you so much for being part of this journey with me. I hope it has helped a little bit, at least a little bit. Let me know in your comments. Feedback is really appreciated. It really is. Have a magical day. If I have time, I will do my reading today. If not, it might have to wait until tomorrow sometime. I'll try and do one tonight on the beach if I can. If I get to make it down there tonight. So be kind on yourselves. Remember, give yourself a little bit of self-care, a little bit of self-nurture, and a little bit of love. Okay? You can do it. Challenge yourself to do some mirror work. Challenge yourself to really be internal and love your whole entire body, your whole entire being. Challenge yourself to stop the negative thoughts. And when they start to appear, challenge yourself to turn it into a positive, or see the good in the situation, or the lesson in the situation, and be appreciative, grateful. Nurture that lesson. Be at one with yourself. Be at one with the beautiful, amazing universe. Hope you have a magical day, and I will see you again soon. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for being part of this. Bye.